Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Created from the Soul of 10 Tails? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, thank you so much for your comments and love and support in the comment section. I have been feeling a lot better and some of you guys were suggesting that it could be serious like a yellow fever or something and I should get it checked. Turns out it was something akin to that, but it was not that. I mean, the doctor said that I was able to kind of recover from it before I even was able to get it. It was kind of bad and I hope that none of you guys ever experienced that, because let me tell you, it was the worst experience of my life, seriously. Anyways, the good news is it's over. I'm feeling a lot better and I've been eating healthy now and getting better as well. So hopefully there will be more content on both channels, and yeah, I'll be able to make a lot of your ideas. And some of you guys have been suggesting quite wild ideas, like make Naruto have a Kekigenkai in which he possesses the pocket of Doraemon. I have done something akin to that in the past. And yeah, I have also done, I have seen in the comment section something akin to making Naruto have fighter jets, armies, and nukes. Yeah, I've done that, and trust me when I say this, some of you guys did say that the author of Naruto, he hated these sort of things, and that is why I did not include that in Naruto. So out of his respect, I'm not gonna I've decided I'm never gonna do that again. And yeah, that is why I won't be able to make that idea. If you have any more ideas like crossovers, you guys have been asking for a lot of Percy Jackson, so I might be able to do that. As for High School DxD, look, I love the anime. It's just my own family watches this channel. I mean, some of my own siblings do, because they like my what ifs, like you guys. So it would be bad if I end up making something that might catch the eye. I mean, I have gotten into trouble before, but I don't want to seriously get into trouble now. So yeah, I will be avoiding that. Sorry for now. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, and once more, thank you so much for your love and support. Let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins with Hagoromo Otsutsuki, as we see him seated inside his home, as in front of him was seated his brother, Homura. And both of them were making an important decision right now. So it is as we decided then, brother, said Homura. I will be leaving to Moon. I will open a gate so that if in the future any problem or need arises, at least you or your successors will be able to come and help mine. Of course, brother. This may be our final meeting. Yes, I know. But what I am quite scared is to know, what have you done with that thing? Said Homura. You mean the 10 tails? Yes, it is a danger still. It's a mindless beast. I have been thinking about it, and I might have found a solution. A solution? What solution, brother? I will reveal it to you. I have been experimenting with the techniques of separation. With the help of the 6 paths that I have achieved, I will be able to separate the Biju and separate it into 9 powerful beings. What? But why would you make 9 more out of 1? 1 is already a trouble enough. They will have their own consciousness. But what will happen to the 10 tails? It will be turned into a stone, or so I thought. But you are right. In the future, if 10 tail is to be revived, it could be a disaster. We won't be there to save it, or neither our successor will be able to stop it. You're right about that, brother. What are we gonna do? Simple. I might have to make it a way to have its own consciousness. A consciousness? But how would that work? Currently, it's a mindless beast, only listening to the will of our mother. But soon it will be not. I am sure this will work. Then I will remain with you here for the time being to see it. Right? And so, within a month, Hagoromo was able to find a way. And so, the most intense night came in which Hagoromo was going to perform it. And so he did. He was able to separate the Biju's chakra into 9 separate parts and make the 9 Bijus. But the husk and the soul of the 10 tails in its own right was still present, still trapped. And Hagoromo knew that this was dangerous, so he had to move forward and do the unthinkable. And he created a humanoid being, a humanoid Biju form, as It had tannish skin, even blonde hair, and had whisker marks like markings on his face. But once the eyes opened, it was already quite visible who it was. They were red, blood deep red, with black ripples in them, something similar to his Rinnegan. But the most striking thing was that it had tomos in them, lots of them. What have you done, brother? This is the new Ten Tails. This is... As Hagoromo stopped and smiled, Naruto. You just named it Naruto? Yes. Oh, alright, I'm not gonna ask you why, but is it safe? He is safe. He will be. I'll make sure of that. Because I am gonna train and raise them on my own, being their first Jinchuriki. So everything is fine now, right? Yes. Thank you for your assistance, Omura. You may leave. Hopefully, everything goes well. Yes, hopefully. And so both of the brothers departed and started their own families in life. Naruto was raised amongst them. He was a bridge between his children and people and the Bijus, because he was one. A humanoid Biju at that. As Hagoromo's children grew, so did Naruto. They saw Naruto as a big brother figure because he was older by 2 or 3 years only. And as time progressed, Naruto was someone that has gotten closer, very much so, even than Kurama, to Hagoromo. Always staying by him, learning from him, listening to him and his wisdom. And he was also the first one to unlock the true paths and powers of the Sage of the Sixth Path, because of his Rinne Sharingan, the name given to him by Hagoromo himself. As Naruto had a great relationship with his siblings, both Asura and Indra loved their Nisan, and as for the other 9 Bijus, which were kept secret from them, they also loved their sibling, their humanoid other half, Naruto. And he was closest especially to Kurama, Shikaku, and even Matatabe. As currently we see, Naruto was meditating as an older Kurama arrived. Behind him, he was already towering over the trees as he looked down. What are you doing here, Naruto? Where is father? What do you need, brother? I wish to speak to him. We all have been talking, and I think it is time for us to depart. Really? Said Naruto with a frown on his face, but I think that we should wait. And stay here? No. Father has given us a task. We are to go out and spread and wait for the time being until they rise. And once it is time, we will make ourselves known to the humans. And then, hopefully, we will be able to guide them with the orders as well as gifts that Father has shown us and give it to them. I hope so, brother. Alright, I'll call Father here. As Naruto got up and moved his hand forward, and from midair a staff appeared which was completely white, a complete contrast to the staff which was black of Hagoromo. It had the similar 6 rings, but they were white as well. As Naruto arrived where his father was, "Ah, Naruto, you're here," said an older Hagoromo. "You do not look good, father. Do you feel alright?" "I am fine, son. It's just I have gotten older, that's all." Indra and Asura are busy training, I suppose. Yes, both of them are. But it is I who worry about Indra. I see. You do not need to worry about anything. I will make sure that, no, this is a task for them, son. You are also a Biju now. And like your siblings, you must also depart. But father, I know what I said, son. It is your duty. Duty to be the observer. What? What do you mean by that, father? You are to observe from afar, never intervene. Only do so when you think that enough is enough. Do know that there will be a time when a child of prophecy will be born. It will be a place called Konoha. I have seen it last night. What are you talking about, father? I am speaking of the future, my dear boy. I know you who possess the same powers as I are capable of seeing it. I have seen visions of a blonde-haired boy with orange clothings in a place that is hidden amongst the trees. Yes, that is where you will find him, the one who will be able to change the world, the one who will bridge Beidus and humans together, and peace will prevail. What do you mean by that, Father? Do not ask me, my child. Just do as I say. I will listen to you, Father. I will. And I was here to speak on behalf of Kurama, but I think I know already what I need to say to him. Yes, I know. Goodbye, my child. You and your siblings have a lot of tests and trials in front of you. Especially for you, Naruto. It will test your patience to the greatest extent. Be sure and be aware of that. And so Naruto arrived and informed his Beidou siblings and was told without any contact to leave. And as soon as Naruto did, his siblings separated after one last meeting, hoping to meet in the future, as Naruto did not tell anyone what his task was. And so he disappeared, went to mountains that were far unreachable, and sat down and meditated, trained and witnessed with his powers and for his foresight eyes what the world was becoming. As soon as he left, he found out that his brothers, Indra and Asura, started the war, and this was the first test that he had to wade through. And he was heartbroken to see just how bad the war has gone between the two. These were the two boys that he considered little brothers at one time and had witnessed cling on to him and even play with him. But now he was witnessing them at each other's throat. And there was nothing he could do because his father knew that this would happen. That is why he was told to leave, because if he was there, he would have intervened. But why would his father do this? Naruto remained steadfast to his promise and only witnessed as this massacre happened between the two families. And soon the clan warring era was found. And as soon as it did, the massacres at huge level and the dominance fight began, with one clan to the other. Naruto was heartbroken. If not heartbroken, he was downright disgusted as to how bad things have gone. He tried to find the source of it and even was able to locate something that was a half plant-like creature, half white, half black, with golden glowing yellow orbs and green hair. What is this creature? He is the one behind this, said Naruto as his rage shook the whole mountain, and the whole mountain shook the whole earth itself. And for the first time, the clan warring era, they felt a shift in the earth that was later considered as the earth itself being enraged, and the massacres slowed down. And it was only the rage itself that was personified of the 10 tails that was now a humanoid figure, a figure with emotions and a consciousness that was getting enraged by the passing second. But his fury was at its limits and barely hold it when he found out what happened next, and that was when the elemental nations was founded. The first shinobi villages were founded and his siblings were offered as gifts to the other villages. How dare they? If it wasn't for my promise to my father, I would have intervened by now. I have to wait for the child of prophecy. Father spoke of him as he is the one who is to be the bridge. I must control myself. As Naruto got up from his location of meditation for the first time in more than thousands of years and literally punched the mountain out of sheer rage, as the literal mountain where he has resided has shattered. Even the cracks were spread out throughout the earth. His chakra has now grown enormous because of his meditation, even far more so than all of the beings living there combined. And because of that, Earth's chakra has increased 100 folds as well. As Naruto calmed his nerves for a bit, and then, using his staff, he departed because he knew that those shinobis will be coming here as soon as they figure out where the explosion came from. And that he observed they did. They were quite taken aback of whoever did this must have been quite strong. But in the end they couldn't find any clues of who was behind it, so they left it at that. While on the other side, Naruto, he was witnessing the lives of his siblings being used as weapons of tools and wars, and he had to endure that. As now we see, he witnessed many of his siblings die even, but luckily enough they were able to reform, and he was the first one they found. They cried, and Naruto cried with them. They told him of how their life has been going because they retained their memories. As Naruto has met some of them and told them that it was his test. Like father has given them theirs, it was his. He could intervene, and if he did, the world would end. But he was waiting, hoping that things would resolve, hoping that everything would be over. And once the child of prophecy would be there, everything would be great. He even told them that, to wait for him, to hope for that. But when the finally child of prophecy was born, he had become the Jinchuriki of his brother Kurama, one of his closest siblings. And Naruto finally felt relief, as the child known as Menma Uzumaki Namikaze was born. He was left orphaned at birth. The only companion that he had was his sibling Kurama. Naruto wanted to go and visit Kurama and speak to him of the child of prophecy, but he couldn't because of the security and whatnot. So Naruto remained hidden, observing from afar. But as the time went by, only a few years later, Naruto stood in front of a sight in an alleyway that broke his heart. It was October 9th in nighttime. As Naruto stood with his staff in his hand in front of the mangled body of a 5-year-old in an alleyway, his blue eyes looking up at the sky with dry tears in them. As Naruto trembled, as tears fell down his eyes. No, he was the last hope. He was the only one who could have. Why? Why must they do this? Why must they destroy each and every chance that is given to them by fates, by father, by me? As the rage intensified, so much so that literal buildings shattered surrounding around him, as darkish reddish chakra surrounded Naruto in the form of swirls as gust of winds flew in different directions, shattering, destroying everything as craters were forming. As Naruto just stood there, watching the mangled body, as he literally bent down on his knees and picked up the child and closed his eyes. As Naruto stood and turned to find that the shinobis have gathered there. Who are you? As Naruto's red eyes pierced through the eyes of the others and shattered their resolve instantly, their instincts screamed at them to run, and run as far as they could, because this being was pissed and it was beyond them. You have crossed the line. You all will pay for what you have done. I have done my best to abide by the rules and promise that I made to my father, and you have tested my patience to its last of limits. No longer shall I wait. You all will fear the wrath of mine and feel it firsthand. Almighty, push. With these two words, and these two words alone, Konoha's fate was sealed. A huge destruction in 360 degrees vision erupted, clearing out the whole village, shattering the buildings, turning it down to dust. There was nothing more than a huge and heavy crater left there, as whole Konoha has been dissipated by a being who only uttered two words, standing there on his own. Everyone was wounded, either dead, but the only being that stood there was Naruto, unaffected, with a stoic expression and a frown on his face. You have tested the last of my patience. As Naruto disappeared and appeared at the homes that was now nothing more than ruins of ancient time, where his father once resided, He found the grave where Hagoromo Otsutsuki was resting, and right next to it he was able to make a small grave for the child. Placing it down, Naruto broke through the seal that was placed there and brought out his brother, who was disappearing. As Kurama stood there, "Brother, what is going on here?" I know, Kurama. We will speak later, but first let me bury this child. Why are you burying him next to father? Do you not know what they are and what they have done to us? I know, Kurama. I know. I witnessed it all. You witnessed it? You've watched us getting treated like animals and did nothing? It was my test. What test? Father told me to not intervene, made me promise, made me believe that a child of prophecy was going to be born. And he was, said Naruto, looking down, feeling guilt as well as shame. I was supposed to watch over him and hopefully even guide him to become someone who would become the true bridge between us and them. But no more. They killed him. As Kurama's eyes widened, you can't mean that this child was. Father prophesied him on the day we left. You were supposed to be his biggest ally alongside me, Kurama. He died because of them, because of their arrogance. I did not know that. It was a test for you to overcome your hatred. I was able to foresee. I was able to use these eyes of mine for seeing and only observing as Naruto broke down. But Benma, he was buried. I failed, father. I have failed you all. No, you haven't. We haven't failed anyone. What do you mean by that, Kurama? If anyone has failed, it is them. It is their side that has failed. Shinobi nations are the ones that have failed. What is our next target, Naruto? What are your goals? What do you mean by that, Kurama? Do not look at me like that and question me like that. You know more than anything that now, since we are here, and humans have failed to keep their end of bargain, and the child of prophecy is that there is no point for us to be with them. You're right. I will go and gather our siblings. And then, human will pay for what they have done. As Kurama's eyes went, we're going to a war with them. That is what they like, right? That is what they have preached, right? That is what they have followed, and that is what they have done. That is what we will do. And with that, Naruto summoned his staff and instantly disappeared, leaving Kurama at the old estate. As Kurama could have sworn he saw a visage of Hagoromo there, holding the hand of young Menma. As he nodded to Kurama, as if giving him his blessings and signal to do their worst to them, because that is what they deserve. As Kurama nodded, I see, father. I will follow Naruto. Even if it means that we are the ones who is causing the destruction. They wanted to see demons, they will see them now, even with their eyes closed. As Naruto was causing a rampage, arriving at different villages, gathering the Jinchuriki, and painlessly taking the Biji from them, freeing them. But after seeing through that some of the Jinchurikis and humans have suffered because of them, Naruto appeared with his siblings and informed them of this. I can't kill all of them. What? But you said that you would, said Shikaku. And they have not only killed the Jinchuriki of Kurama, but also the child of prophecy. What are we going to do? Father's words now mean nothing when all is lost now, Naruto. The only option that we have is to fight them, because that is what they're going to do. They're going to come after you. Then let them. Naruto has devastated Konoha with uttering 2 words alone. What do you think would happen with the whole army? Said Kurama, I am not a fighter, Kurama. I am a pacifist, but if I am pushed, I will fight. For my family. For you all. I have been observing, hoping that the child will be able to grow and become someone that will be the bridge, but they have taken that chance away from themselves. it's time they pay for their mistakes, for all the suffering that you have been suffering, even to their own people and to you. Your Jinchuri case, most of yours have suffered, and so have some of the civilian villages. They will be protected, avoided at all cost. And our main target will be Amegakure. What? Why? Said Kurama. There's no one there. Zetsu is... Who? Zetsu, the will of Kaguya Otsutsuki. As all of the Bijus flinched and immediately became scared. What? Since how? Since the beginning of time. It was supposed to be a test for Indra and Asura, both of whom failed. I can't believe those two idiots did. They always felt bogged over you, said Matatabe. You still are kind of jealous, aren't you, Matatabe? We were all not able to spend that much as time that I did with them. You're thinking that now? Said Son Goku. We could have had spars. We could have had a lot of fun. Yeah, think of the mischief we've gotten in together, said Shikaku. You all are serious. Right now, in the midst of us preparing for a war, you're thinking of this stuff. Of course, kid. Why wouldn't we? Said Kurama. You still think that I'm the youngest, huh? Of course you're our little brother, said all of the Bijus. Fine, whatever you say. So how are we gonna do this? Said Yuki. You're in? I thought you and Matatabe would be... Look, I hate that I got separated from me, but family comes above all. And honestly, realizing what you all have gone through, yeah, I'm glad that I was the one of the lucky ones. And honestly, I would go to war with Kumo for you all, including you, too. Said Yuki. Thank you, Yuki. Everyone. Then let's go. Amegakure is the first target. And there, hidden in the base of Akatsuki, Zetsu was the first one to feel it. And once they all arrived, they were scared because marching towards them were all the 9 Bijus, and leading them, floating in the mid-air, was the sage? What is the sage of the Sixth Path doing here? All of them were terrified until Zetsu froze. No, that's not the sage. That's the freaking Ten Tails. But how? As Naruto was moving towards them with the Rinne Sharingan blaring into his eyes. And at that point, Zetsu noticed one thing. He had made a blunder. And huge amount of error. He thought that the Ten-Tail husk was hidden somewhere because it was the plant that he was able to find out about. But turns out it was a lie that Hagoromo made up. Because the real Ten-Tail was never a husk. It was made into a humanoid form of a Biju. Another sage, and it was marching towards them. As Naruto, using 2 hand seals that said Universal Pull, as literally the earth itself from the above of Amegakure, the whole fake village was ripped apart and thrown away with a single push and shove of Naruto, exposing the underground tunnels as well as the Akatsuki network. As Naruto summoned a meteorite to hit straight there, and most of the Akatsuki members were engulfed by the flaming ball of sun that descended from the skies itself as retribution and just killed them. But that was not all. Naruto captured Zetsu and literally destroyed him with his own hands. I won't let grandmother win. She has caused enough pain and suffering. It is high time that we make sure that she doesn't revive. Now that is done, it is time for the elemental nations. Naruto, what? What difference would it make if we do the same thing as them? Said Yuki. What do you mean by that, Yuki? We're in the midst of a battle and you're stopping? Said Shikaku, as well as Kurama. I hate to say it, but Shikaku is right, Yuki. What do you mean by that? Look, you said that Konoha is the one who caused this to all to fail. You have made them suffer. The others, although a little bit of egotistical, there would be another way to punishing. I have been thinking about it. What? What would be the other way, said Chome. Taking away their chakra. As Naruto froze. What? That could work, said Kurama. What do you mean by that, Kurama? Think about it. Their biggest biggest asset is their chakra, which they heavily rely on and is the form of their pride and ego. If we take them away, they'll be stripped naked and they will be humiliated. There will be nothing they could do to us. You're right. This will be a much worse punishment than death. That is what we will do. I have a way. If we're going to do this, then I have a solution. And so now we go towards Iron Country, where a Kage Summit was happening, where it is Sarutobi who was able to survive somewhat, but with a lot of broken bones and bandages was there. I'm telling you what I saw. This human, or whatever the thing was, he's too dangerous. He, without lifting a finger, destroyed whole Konoha. He's dangerous, way too much than we can all fathom. I say we de-escalate the situation, and instead of forming an alliance, we should found him and stop him and request him to not do this. I'm afraid that is already long past, gentlemen, said Naruto, who arrived there. Continued, how did you get here? It's him, said Hiruzen, as if a scared child would have seen a ghost. As the others were now on high alert. Your weapons won't be able to do such a thing to me. I'm here to say only one thing and one thing alone. So listen to this. My father told me a long time ago, before any of you existed, that there will become a time when a child will be born amongst one of you, said Naruto, looking directly towards Hiruzen, locking eyes with him, who flinched and looked away. A child of prophecy who would be able to bridge Bijus and humans together, and who would protect them from a coming great catastrophe. I was told to be the observer of you all, and you of all have just ruined the chance, because you have killed him, of one of you, and their villages have. As they all turned towards Hiruzen, who was looking down and scared. You? What have you done? Who are you? Asked Oniki, as Naruto's eyes opened and revealed the Rinne Sharingan. I believe you know who I am. I am the sage of the sixth path of New Era. I am your end. I wasn't supposed to be, but I am forced to take that job because of you all. What do you mean by that? Are you going to go against war? War? That is all you think about? No. I've seen your ancestors fight. I've seen you fight. I've seen your younger generation fight. I've even seen their future. And to avoid that, I've come up with a solution. You all rely heavily too much on chakra that was given to you by my father. And I have the solution to stop you all from that, taking it away. As Naruto made a few hand seals, "Stop him!" said Oniki, but before it could happen, it was too late. Reversal, said Naruto, as a huge glow, as a form of impulse that shook the earth was released at blinding speed of light, and returned as well. As soon as it did, Oniki and the others felt extreme amount of pain and weakened. What have you done? I've taken away your advantage. I've taken away your pride. I've taken away your chakra. There's nothing you can do now. Consider this a courtesy, because some of the Bijus wanted this from you. I wanted your total annihilation, and I would have done that if it wasn't for them. The ones who you sought out as weapons, tools of destruction, my family. And let me make this one more thing clear. If there is one more suffering I ever witness, or any injustice, I will be wiping you out. Because I have observed from the beginning. Remember that. And with that, Naruto disappeared, leaving them all baffled, scared beyond reasoning, and shocked. Because a literal god in human skin appeared and took away their strength, their pride, stripping them naked before leaving. Now there was nothing they could do but to obey, because if they don't, then the next thing that they will lose and will be stripped away from is their lives. As Naruto returned, the whole Biju family together. It's done. Yeah, thank God it is. But where are we going to reside? You can reside openly anywhere now. They have no way of harming you. But even if they try, they will pay, and pay dearly with their lives. And so, once more, the siblings celebrated and were about to leave as Kurama and Naruto talked. You've done good, Naruto. Father trusted you, and so did we. He was right to place his trust in you. I still feel saddened that I had to witness all of this. It was so hard. I had the strength, I had the power to do anything and everything in my hands to stop them from taking you, and I didn't. You faced a lot, Naruto. You lived through it. I've only seen it. Which meant that you were the ones who was suffering the most, even more than ours, Naruto. Because you knew you could do it, but you were stopped by our father. Because you were hoping. And that hope died the day they killed the Jinchuriki of mine. So I'm grateful for what you have done. This is the biggest punishment for them than that. The biggest one that they will ever face. Konoha will be ridiculed and will be a remembered name for the centuries to come. Of how they were the ones who caused them to lose their greatest asset. Yeah. I just hope things would have been different. Yeah, me too, kid. Me too. And so when the morning came, each and every Biju bid their farewell and left. Naruto was the only one who remained, but now he remained within the village, in the home of his father. Hope I did ride by your side, father, in my years. Hopefully. Unbeknownst to him, Naruto had, and he has become even more stronger than Shibai, Otsutsuki, as well as all the other Otsutsukis, because he has absorbed the chakra of the whole world, except for his siblings. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. And without any further ado, let's end the video here, as this is Uchiha, and I'm signing off for today. Peace.